Hi, this is Lenny Nick reporting from the Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center where they are setting up for the 60s show. Can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to talk to the attendees about my poll question tonight. Are you stuck on the classics from the 60s and 70s, or do you venture out and listen to some new music? Can't wait to hear their answers. So I had the pleasure of dining with these folks tonight. We sat next to each other, and I recognized them when they walk up. So my question to you is, we all love our 60s and 70s music, but are you stuck on that, or do you venture out and listen to new music? I'll start with you.
I venture out and I listen to new music. Backstreet Boys, whatever,
Sorry.
comes.
Excuse me, can I interrupt? Yes. He doesn't. All he does is classic rock.
Classic rock, yeah.
We've been married 34 years.
I venture
know.
out. I listen to alternative rock, Nathaniel Ratcliffe, Vance Joy. I can't think of the rest.
I teach a spin class, so I'm always looking different music. So I like a little bit country. I like a Bruno Mars, a Taylor Swift, whatever. We're all good. He's classic.
Carrie Underwood.
So you were goofing on us. You are stuck on the 70s.
Yeah, I'm a classic rock guy. Yeah, I kind of grew up through that era, between the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, and, it was just all good music.
I'm really kind of stuck on the older music, the classic rock. But I'm adventurous, so I wouldn't mind hearing some new classic rock. I still go to concerts like there's a group called Get the Lead Out, because I'm absolutely passionate about Led Zeppelin. So I go to some of those things, even though I'm 71 years old. I go
Well, that's still classic rock, but I'll consider that new music because that's kind of a new show.
I meant that it is classic rock, but the thing is that most people my age give up on going to things like that, and I don't.
I listen to all kinds of music, classical music, jazz, bluegrass music, string band music. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, so I still hold a place in my heart for that genre of music.
You're not stuck on all 60s and 70s. Do you have any new music bands that you feel you listen to?
Well, if I would say, yeah, I would say sort of the he's a new star in sort of the country music genre. His name is Billy Strings. He's playing very big venues now. I'm glad I was able to see him in some smaller venues.
So you're here at the 60s show tonight. So is that all you ever listen to is 60s and 70s music, or do you venture out? Do you break out of that mold and listen to other music?
Well, I usually venture out, but now that I have Sirius Radio for the past year and a half, I mainly listen to
A lot
country.
of old albums, from the 60s, 70s, from growing up and stuff. And it's all good music. I like it, but
It's the good old stuff.
but I do like country, but I'm not much of a I know the music but I don't know mostly the people that sing it sometimes.
Stuck in. I made it to. Yeah, I don't even like the 80s. I'm stuck in the 70s.
And you venture out.
I do, a little bit of everything.
What do you listen to?
A lot of Van Morrison, but that's not new.
No, that's not. I listened to Eliza Doolittle today. She's younger.
Yeah.
But you listen to a lot of her stuff.
I do, because I have
She has
four daughters, so they expose
So they keep you on the up new and up. music.
To the 80s and then stop there.
I love it. That's a start.
As well. 70s is my favorite.
is my favorite.
So you're stuck on the 70s. That's a good place to stay stuck.
Yeah. Love this.
Absolutely.
So the 80s, new wave. That's good. I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you. But the 60s and 70s are the best.
It really is. So everybody is pretty much stuck on the 60s and 70s. I know I am.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, enjoy the show tonight. Thanks for answering.
Thank you very much.
I'm stuck in the 70s. Yes.
And you admit it. That's not a bad thing, but I'm just curious tonight,
I love the 70s. I listen to it all the time. My Alexa.
Listen to other stuff.
I'm stuck on the 70s and 60s, both.
Technically interviewing people that might be stuck in the 60s and 70s music, but you don't look like one of those.
Just be. The secret is good moisturizer, actually. Yeah, so not necessarily stuck in the 60s, but I saw the question was what new music do you listen to? And I thought it might be interesting that new music could sort of lead you backwards as well, because there's a few artists that I listen to who might be considered new music that have influences in old music that sort of lead me back to older music.
For instance?
So Florence and the Machine is an artist band who I quite love in particular, and she has a song called Patricia that was inspired by Patti Smith, and sort of following back what I love about Florence and the Machine led me to Patti Smith, who now I also quite love. So
I thank you for that
It's
perspective.
good to see also a lot of the new artists, because some of them you may not think that you may like it, but then you find a song that's really cool and that you enjoy it. So
Do you have a favorite group?
I like Aha because I think it's from the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. They play my favorite songs is Take On Me. I love the video, and it was when I first came to this country, so it was like a very, very cool thing to see, so I love that song. That's my favorite.
I'm stuck.
Most people I'm finding have that answer tonight. What about you?
Anything beyond that, you got to understand. So, yes, stuck.
You're stuck on the classics. Well, then you're in the right place tonight. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
I wasn't even born then. I was born, late 80s. But it's my favorite genre of music, for sure. I love, honestly, not even so much 60s. Late 60s, early 70s music is by far my
everything. I'm a very
My daughter
versatile.
got me into other things. She's 30 years old, so, Pink and some other stuff. But I'm mostly 60s and 70s.
But you do occasionally listen to the Pink and the other stuff. Do you listen to it, or?
It's on my iPad. Here, I'm going to take myself. I have an iPod. I don't even use my phone for music. iPod, which has 1,000 songs on it. 900 of them are 50s and 60s and 70s.
But you got a little bit of Pink and some other stuff in there because of your daughter.
Oh, yeah. I have some Maroon 5 and some other stuff, but yeah, I guess.
We found a venturer. We found a venturer.
I totally venture off. Yeah, of course, because of my children, of course. But I am a diehard 60s, 70s baby, no question. The era is.
So when you do venture because of the kids, what music do you listen to?
Oh, I try to encourage her to be into every generational music. So yeah, she classic rock, hardcore, just nostalgic music and everything. She is still into pop and all sorts of techno music, everything that's out there, but she certainly has an appreciation for classic 60s.
But she's also turned you on to new music.
Absolutely.
And you welcome it. You embrace it. Good. So you're a venturer.
Absolutely, totally. Music, no matter what it is, music is your soul. It's that's what is a commonality amongst no matter who you are, that's your commonality is music.
See, that wasn't so hard, was it?
Yeah, no. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And happy birthday. Hey, so that was a great show, Craig.
Thank you very much.
I am very impressed. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
You're playing 60s music.
Mm-hmm.
Do you only listen to 60s and 70s? Are you stuck
No,
on classic?
you know-
or do you listen to new stuff?
That's a good question. I listen to everything, but it seems to be the best stuff is in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. The best songwriting, the best records, the best music. Great music around today, but I prefer 70s music.
That was my poll question tonight to all attendees. Are you stuck on the 70s? Because I know I am.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to venture out. I found this really new great band, Sonny and the Black Pack. I was scrolling through TikTok.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, they're funky.
Okay.
So that was my poll question tonight, and I found most people are stuck on 60s and 70s classic rock, the baby boomers.
It's the best music, I think. I mean, it's you still listen to it, you still hear it on the radio, you still hear it in commercials.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Because